Hello YouTube, it's Ernesto Rivera here again with another video. This is my 2014 Ford Transit Connect. This is the wagon. Have seats. So the air conditioning drain to let the condensation out was blocked. And I could not get to it because there's no drain tube. Typically on most Ford vehicles, the drain tube is in front of the firewall. Well, on this model of the van, the drain tube is underneath the heat shield. I went to my local shop and we were looking for it. I know, insert your comments there. Couldn't find the spot, right? So, yeah, this video is gonna get funny. So I couldn't find the hole. And no matter what I did, I was still looking for the spot. And here it is. This is the drain tube. And it connects in here, so when the AC drips, it drips out water to the bottom of the vehicle. So now, you see it was blocked, and there's water right there. So it was getting all over, like this part of my carpet here was all flooded with water. So I couldn't, I had to take a vacuum, one of those carpet vacuums, and get all the water out. And then I put the fan here. I had my little fan that I rigged up here, and I dried it overnight because it was just so much water here. You know, we got the carpet dried out, and now we got this unclogged. And this is the drain tube. This snaps back in here. Now, I removed the whole panel to get to it. I don't think you have to do all that. It's right underneath where the exhaust runs through. There's a heat shield there, and this sits flush against the side of that exhaust heat shield. And so what happens is you can access it on a lift. I don't have a lift, so I can't get to it from there. So what I did was, just to make sure before I put everything back together that the drain was unclogged, I used a zip tie, and I have this little drain weasel also, but this would not get past that elbow. So I tried to use this, that didn't work. So I tried this, and the zip tie went right through the elbow, and it cleared the blockage. It must have been a small amount of blockage, but the water was just, when I pulled this tube out, it all came out. So far so good. Everything looks good here. And now I tested it, and everything seems to be okay. And I put the drain tube back together, but I used this funnel here just to pour some water down, and I got some water out of it. So I'm gonna try to see if I can do it one more time. I'll put this funnel on the drain tube. It's hard to hold this and film at the same time. I'm just kind of making this video winging it because I was just astounded at myself that I was able to get this panel apart. I was going to take it to the dealer, and I'm like, they're going to charge you a fortune for this to get, it just took me about, a good 45 minutes to get these panels out. I don't recommend you do it from the inside. I had no choice because I didn't have a lift. So there we go. Let's get this funnel in here. And so I didn't have a lift to get to the heat shield. You could do that. That would probably be the easiest way to do it. It's to remove the heat shield and get to the, to get to it that way from the inside, because it sits flush. It's like very flush against the drain hole. It's flush against the hole. That doesn't seem funny. The hole is flush against the side of the heat shield underneath where the exhaust runs. And that's why we couldn't find it, because it's really tucked down there. Let's pour a little water here. Let's see. Pour some water. Look at that. Pour some more. All right. Poured a lot of water down there, but let's go see. Let's test it. And now look at that. It's all spewing out. That's what you should see. So if your Transit Connect doesn't do this and you have a wet floor, it's that tube. And if you have a wet floor on the inside of your carpet, if it's all this is soaked, it's because it's backing up through here. I'll let you get a closer look at this. And you see right there, this was, when I pulled this out, water just came gushing out because it was blocked. It had nowhere to go. So it would drip all over the carpet. So there you go. That's what it should happen. And you have to see if it's dripping. It should drip directly underneath the feet of the passenger well. Then if it right here and directly in the middle, and you'll see that's where the exhaust, there's an exhaust shield. If your van's on the lift and you ever get a chance to put it on a lift, you'll see there's an exhaust heat shield that's in here, and that sits flush. There's no tube that sticks out from out, so you have to find it that way. Yeah. I'm surprised I was able to do all this, because I had to take all of this out. Yes, including sliding back the center console, putting the shifter into neutral to clear this part here to get it out. Oh my God, I could almost imagine how much this would have cost if I took it to the dealer and they decided to do it this way. But here's the panel trim right here. It's back here. Check that out. Look at that. And I got it all out. I don't know how and there's no diagram for it online, how to take this apart. So I was just kind of winging it, and just unfastening screws. Okay, maybe that screw's attached to this screw, and then this harness for the shifter. I gotta put all this stuff back together. So that's gonna be a fun time. So, well, I hope this video helps, because this was a task, a very tough task. And hopefully your Transit Connect does not have this problem like mine did, but I fixed it with a zip tie. And a whole lot of labor trying to figure out how to get this out, but we did it. And so there it is. One more final look at the drain tube. And remember, this part sits flush against here, so it doesn't seem to be broken or cracked or, busted. So it's well protected though, because behind the carpet. You can't get this out because this kick panel here on the side, on the inside, the center console, it blocks it. So you can't get it. You can't get in there from there. It's tucked in there. It's probably easier to go through the bottom on a lift, but it's flush against this heat shield underneath, and you gotta probably remove the heat shield to get to it. And then you could just, blast it with some air hose, with a compressed air hose, or and get to it. That would probably be the easiest, because this took a lot longer. So there it is. That was my project for today. So gonna have some fun putting this thing back together, and now I can run my AC, and I won't have to have a wet, smelly carpet. So there it is. I hope you guys find this useful, and especially all you Transit Connect van owners out there. This was actually kind of fun. It was actually kind of fun. I didn't think I could do it, but I finally did it. Now I gotta put this thing back together. All right, I'll see you guys later.